Hello and welcome to episode 9 of migostation. Can you believe we're one away from 2 digits? I didn't know I was about to say that because I didn't think this through. I'm joined by...
Pigo! Yay!
and I am Millie, the other
You're
host
Millie.
of this episode.
You should say you're a main host. You're today's main host.
What does that really mean? We both just talk.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
This is good.
Sometimes I feel like it. I just did this now. You see, I feel like every time I talk over you, and I feel bad when I listen to it. Every time I listen, I go like, "Oh my god, she was trying to speak something," and I'm just like speaking over you, and I feel like so cringe. I wanna hit my head with a hammer.
I edit most of it out, don't worry. Have you listened to the last episode? Probably not, right?
I didn't know. You were just like, well, like our tradition.
It was literally
to tell
last
when,
night.
Yeah, telling the tradition of when we dated out the podcast. It's currently 30th of April. We had we took a while to edit the podcast, record it, and edit the podcast. Finish everything. We posted it yesterday.
It's
What?
kind of exciting this time though, because like, I don't know, we had a big gap between the last one, but we kind of tried to organize things a bit better, so we should be more frequent from now on.
Yeah.
At least that's the intention.
Yeah.
We're holding ourselves accountable.
And if you heard the last episode, I'm gonna be moving out soon, so it will be much easier for us to record podcasts as well.
Hell yeah! No more syncing.
Yeah.
Well, I guess there will be syncing. We'll be using 2 mics for whatever.
I mean,
no more delay of the internet.
Yeah. I mean, the syncing will just literally... you won't need to edit much. You just need to like place it like when we do the clap.
Hopefully we won't be talking over each other at all.
And also, you can just clap once, because then you know when the syncing is, because
That's true.
both microphones is gonna pick it up.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have both voices on both microphones, at least a little bit.
Yeah. It's gonna be stereo sound. How awesome.
This is crazy looking at my camera on Riverside. I swear it looks higher quality.
Yeah, but what we usually do is we have our cameras open on Discord, and we use Riverside to talk because it has less delay. But this time, for some reason, Millie wasn't able to use Discord. She had to restart her computer, and now we are using only Riverside. Well, we are recording on Audacity. What are you recording on? Sorry for cutting you again. It's just because I said Audacity. You don't use Audacity, you use Reaper.
Yeah, I use Reaper, yeah. I think it is crazy though that we're using like... Well, traditionally we were using Discord to see each other, Riverside to talk, and then some audio software to record.
Yeah. Soon we won't even need this. We're just gonna look at each other in one Audacity or Reaper.
Yeah. Exactly. That's gonna be hype as hell.
Yeah.
It's gonna be easier to edit together as well, because I can tell the difference between voice coming through my headphones and voice IRL. Well, hopefully at least. Because that's the awkward thing, is because like we're often in call when I'm editing the podcast, so like I can't tell the difference between what I'm hearing in the podcast and what I'm hearing in the call.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. When the last time you were editing it, right? I think I was sleeping, and the other one I just muted myself to do other work stuff.
It's funny. It's funny how every episode starts with us talking about making the podcast.
It's just so people know we don't have much topics. It's the most boring podcast ever.
This is the struggle I have with, like, at the start it was like, oh yeah, we have all this shit we can talk about, and then it's like coming to this point, I'm like, well, what are we going to talk about this episode? Well, we'll probably figure something out, but I haven't really come up with a plan.
When we started the podcast, we were like, no, we're gonna talk about movies, we're gonna talk about anime, we're gonna always have an anime season shit. We're gonna talk about rhythm games.
Yeah, you wanted to do a rhythm games episode and we never did.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think like rhythm games episode is gonna be kind of boring, because like this is much more gonna be like an essay basically of what the games are about. So it's not gonna be very interesting.
I don't know, maybe we should do episodes with like some kind of theme to the like. How do I put it?
No,
More like
I still
over the
want to
course
do
of the episode, we're gonna like rank things or something like that. I don't know.
I absolutely still want to do the seasonal anime stuff, but we have literally not been watching. Oh, it hasn't started already?
Yeah, it has.
Oh my god. Yeah, we haven't been following. I'm sorry everyone who listened to the first episode.
Yeah, we had one person who was looking forward to us talking about anime more.
I mean, I really want to watch the episodes, but now that we're gonna move out, I really feel annoyed watching on the computer.
Yeah. Well, we do
really
have
want
stuff we're planning to watch together.
Yeah. I put... What were the ones I specifically said I wanted to watch? Was Haruhi?
Was Haruhi, it was... Yeah, non-number Yuri, it was Girls Lost Tour. I think there was something else.
There's more to the list for it. There was Bocchi, like I said, I wanted to rewatch.
Yeah, Bocchi.
And... KL. No, just kidding.
Oh, we were gonna watch Death Note with Yuki.
Oh,
maybe.
true, Death Note. Yeah, but Death Note is gonna be online, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if we are living together already, we can just join as one person.
That's true. Oh, we did actually watch anime last night.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
For the first time in a while.
Well, we have been kind of like normally watching anime stuff because I don't know. I guess eventually when you watch too much anime, you just get. I think like my life has always been surrounded by anime, like 24/7. It's been kind of like my interest my whole life. Yeah. Even if not anime, like weeby stuff like this. And then we had movies we wanted to watch, and if you watch the movies episode, you're gonna see we watch a shit ton of stuff that is not anime at all. But we broke the streak last night because we put the movies. We selected 3 movies we wanted to watch, and I picked Cosmic, Princess Kaguya, I don't know how to spell it, and then we spun the wheel and it fell on that, and absolutely amazing. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I still love anime like it's the first time I watched it.
I don't know, I often find like anime movies I don't tend to enjoy as much as series for some reason. I don't know.
I feel like that could have been a series maybe.
Yeah, and I think I would have enjoyed it more as a series. I don't know why.
Our ratings were I gave it a 4 to 5. You gave it like 4, right?
4.25 technically because I gave it an 8.5, right?
Can you do that on Letterboxd?
I did it on AniList.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. Maybe I should do on AniList as well. Just put on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I don't know. I feel like I really liked the movie, and especially like the crazy ending. But I feel like maybe it's a bit hard to explain. I feel like the movie was feeling a little bit like not really happening much. It was a little bit too long, but at the end a bunch of shit happened very quickly that I wish it was like more developed.
It kind of felt like the last half an hour was kind of a lot of the important part of the story. There was like an hour in the middle where it was them like doing the contest and playing games. And I remember I was very tired, and the whole like the video game stuff where they were doing the contest sort of just like washed over me. I didn't really know what was going on. But once we got back into the emotional stuff, I was like, okay, I'm back in.
The game stuff is alright for me. I just feel like especially
I was entertained, even though I wasn't really following what was going on.
I just feel like it was, maybe I'm getting too brain rotted, but I feel like it was a little bit too big. It's a bit hard to explain. And like more to the like, it was like 30 more minutes to the end of the movie, and I felt like it's kind of weird. It's not finishing yet, and they were still like story developing, and at the end like there's like a crazy ass development, like at the very end of the anime that I felt like you could have made like a little bit of this, you know.
Yeah, actually, literally, it's like the very last moment of the show. Like, I want to see where this goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I want to see where this goes part. It was like, it was kind of what let me down, to be honest, to not give it like a perfect rating, which is, I don't know, I feel like both these things, I'm like, it felt like it should have been finished already, or like kind of spliced, and the ending just like being kind of like, oh, and this happened, woo, everyone happy.
One of the things I feel about like a lot of media is that, you know, you have stories where everything is quite conventional, and then you have stories where there's like some kind of weird twist or something goes very weird or wrong. And then like people tend to gravitate to the more interesting variant. But I think it's good to have like a nice balance, you know what I mean? You need some shit where, you know, things work out and it's kind of straightforward, and some stuff where it's crazy, it's fucked up, maybe it's unsatisfying or upsetting or whatever.
I absolutely agree with you. I think especially at the middle of the movie, an event happens and you're like very frustrated and upset on how it goes, and you feel very sentimental about.
yeah.
But I generally think like there's two things that could have been done. Either split into two movies, something like this, or make it like a mini series. Honestly,
it's funny you say that, because like going into the film, I was like, wow, it's 2 hours and 20 minutes. That is very long for an anime film.
I feel like this is pretty good for a movie. I just feel like for some reason it felt so long this time. I felt like if it was a 3 hours movie, it would have been better.
Do you know what is a 3 hours movie? The Disappearance of Harry.
So yeah.
I think it's 2 hours and 40 minutes.
I just think like they should have gave all this more space for the ending. It feels like they didn't give it enough.
There was something else I wanted to say. I'm trying to think.
Also, there is no lesbian sex scene between Kaguya and Iroha, so
it is true. I hadn't really thought about like, oh, maybe if you give more time to some parts and less time to some parts. I think a lot of the stuff about the contest, it was, like I said, I was entertained watching it, but I sort of knew the outcome from the start, so like, I guess the characters didn't develop a lot through that part, so I guess it's important to show, because that's kind of the whole development of the story is, you know, Iroha is kind of feeling hopeless, but then because of the contest and trying to win it, it forces them to grow. So I guess it makes sense that was so much. It's just the games, I guess, that I didn't really care much about.
I can't deny that the whole streaming stuff was basically the entire plot of the anime anyways.
Reminds me of something I said to my old Japanese tutor. I said like, Japan feels so much more accepting of modern or like future technologies than the West, where the West feels like quite apprehensive about them and sort of wants to deny it's ever really going to happen. Japan's like, fuck yeah, AI, I'm gonna sit on my iPad and watch my streamer, like brain rot. Woo, I'm gonna play video games in the VR. Meanwhile, it feels like the West is like, that's definitely not gonna happen, the future is never gonna change.
I think it's funny that you say that, because when we finish the movie, so for context, the movie passes in 2030.
Yeah.
And I was thinking on how Back to the Future 2, they go to 2014 and there's like flying cars and shit.
Well, the interesting thing is like the real world doesn't seem to have changed much. It's just like people are a bit more brain rot, I guess. It's just like the technology has gone quite far with like the VR and shit.
It's just fucking like, there's not even 4 years. If you consider, okay, let's say it's 4 years or 5 years even.
Oh my god, I hadn't even thought about that. I was like 2030, that's like 20 years away.
Yeah, this is like 4 years away. Imagine they create that shit that you close your eyes and you are like in an entire game. I would find that crazy.
I genuinely, I can't believe I thought that shit was 20 years away.
No, 2030 is like 5 years from now on. It's like The next World Cup, we're gonna close our eyes and watch it on. Like we're gonna see like the close up of the players running.
Oh, it's funny that the thing that my Japanese tutor said in response when I said this is they said, the thing is, Japan is an isolated country where they have to depend on themselves, and the young people are dying. So we need to rely on technology to support the old people. It's like, that seems quite profound.
I think so. I think like, I don't know.
She was saying like, oh, AI is going to be really useful for old people who have no young people to take care of them.
That is true, but I'm not really a history, geopolitics, social person. I have no studies, and I don't think your teacher is as well, to be honest.
No.
I don't know. So, basing this off my ass, I just think like they always had crazy, they had to like improve tech like crazy, and this constant rate is like something common to them. I can like see the same way as China does it. It's like how they had to develop themselves so much in such a little sorry, I was saying lifetime, but it's like time span.
Yeah.
That for them is not unlikely to imagine a future where like, oh, in 10 years we're gonna have flying cars and shit like this. We're gonna close our eyes and have a VR, because who knows, like, you know how crazy shit is happening. Like, we have AI now, and like they have constant development, and they can see this development.
Yeah.
Especially on more like capital cities and shit like this.
Yeah. I do just think it's interesting how like they seem so much more accepting of it. Like they don't really seem to fear modern technology as much as we do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's also like a bunch of stuff of culture. I told you about, or like I watched a person who went to China. They talked about like a show, and they talk on how like they actually really trust the government on their decisions, because they highly believe it's like something good for them, you know. So like, I don't know where I want to go with this information.
Because over here, like, obviously it feels like no matter what the government does, it's looked at with skepticism.
Absolutely the same here. Is like, if the government is like, oh, we are proposing like a new beneficial thing, and it's like, okay, what is the new money laundering scheme that you found?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, to be honest, I don't know how it works over there, but I do just think like, in a better world, we would have like responsible people who like, you know, look at the data and, you know, use science to work out what the hell we should be doing with the country. But really, we just have a bunch of people who are like good at talking. Like that's their skill set, and those are the people who run the country because they're like good personalities that people want to vote for.
I don't want to say this is completely wrong to have. I think being a good communicator is as important as having great ideas. Because if you have great ideas but you can't communicate them, you're basically as useless. The problem is we have very good communicators who don't give a shit about people.
Wouldn't it be better to have like like a representative for someone who knows what the fuck they're doing? I don't know.
No, exactly.
Sort of like have like this sort of idea and have like the PR face of it. I don't know.
No, I fully agree with you. That's what I want to get into. I think collaboration is what is like very important. I think having a face where you can trust, a good communicative person that you can highly believe, but have like people who are back, like in the backstage, showing that this is possible, and like data shit. I don't know.
It is funny.
It's better than having someone who just say shit and thinks that's the right, you know.
It is funny because like the more I think about it, I'm like, yeah, politics is just a bunch of PR, and we vote for the PR, and then the PR runs the country.
Yeah, basically, it's crazy shit. I just think we live in a stupid world.
We do.
I think people should first thing, I think people should be on I know this can sound kind of like contradicting, but I highly believe people in government, they should be in long runs instead of small ones, you know? And in 4 years, at least here, we have a president that changes every 4 years. And this makes me think like no president with like distinct ideas can change the country, you know? It's kind of like, yeah, I think the best example is like we had the last president who was right wing, and we had the president is between quotes, very between quotes, left wing. But if we live in what I want to go this is like very polarized ideas and very polarized people. You can't do this in 4 years, you know. You can't change a country in 4 years.
I think people true. And I think there's a lot of, you know, you go back and forth. One party ends up doing something, one party ends up undoing it, then over and over again. I don't know. The thing is that there is a danger of like, if you have terms too long, that you could have someone really shit in power for a really long time.
No. But
I think the 4 years is quite nice because, you know, you can vote for another party, the same party, if they're doing good. I think the problem is that people like change, and they always think the ruling party is shit, no matter what.
I think not really. I highly believe that if we have longer lasting runs, but allow people, if they are unsatisfied, they can vote for like a change. They can do it. I think that's like an ideal world.
By the way, in the UK we do have longer terms. It's every 5 years here. 1 more year.
So that's not long. I'm talking about like 10-15 years of a run, you know. Someone who like can understand and run the country, and even like after the run ends, maybe they work at like some backend shit, you know, because they know what they are doing. Maybe as like a consular or something like this.
I don't know. I just think we need better people at the job.
I think we need to fucking explode the world. I think we are doomed already. I have high hopes for the future. This is not a future I'm gonna see, probably.
Yeah, politics is very slow.
Yeah, I wish it wasn't.
Me too. I wish we all lived in a utopia.
That's not a good idea. I don't want to live in an utopia.
Why not?
There's something imperfect about being perfect. It's kind of like, you know, how the most normal you are, the more abnormal you are. If you're the most normal person ever, the more non-normal you are.
I don't know. I just want a country that does everything right. I think I'd be very happy to live there.
A thing is being an utopia. A thing is living in a country that does most of the stuff right, you know? I think we only learn through error. But that's silly, but we cannot imagine an utopia. I like to stay in a realistic mindset.
Well, yeah.
I wish I lived in an utopia. I can't imagine an utopia because it's impossible.
No.
This got into politics. I'm kind of scared of saying anything too controversial.
Politics covers.
This is you're gonna lose all of the subs we gained.
You're worried about saying something controversial. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit too. I was like, maybe I don't go full in with my views. I'll just say the non-controversial stuff, I think.
I think you should vote for me if you highly believe I can change the world. You should vote me for president of the universe.
I remember
I would do a good run.
I remember hearing someone say that, like, if someone wants to run the country, they are the last person who should ever run a country. I feel like the most responsible people to, and I think that's true, I think the most responsible people to run a country are the people who'd be like, that's a big fucking job, you can't trust this to me.
I think, like, you're okay with running a country if you, like I said, you highly trust people in the back as well, you know? Like, it's not only me running the country, you know? It's like, we are a team. And that's the mindset I would like to imagine.
Yeah.
If someone thinks I can run a country.
It should be like piloting a spaceship, right? You've got like the captain. They don't do anything in particular. They just sort of organize all the people who know what the fuck they're doing in their own area.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I guess is how politics is trying to work in theory.
Trying to work. Trying very, very little.
I mean, in theory, at least in British politics, we have people in charge of different areas of the country. And then you've got the Prime Minister, who's sort of communicating with all of them.
So do we. But the thing is, like, is what I told. The president can just go like, I'm gonna pick this random dude I trust. And then they're like, it doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of, sounds like US politics as well.
Yeah, it's kind of like this. It really, really sucks. Because you don't have appropriate people to run a country. It's like never someone who's proper job, you know. It's never someone who has like a good CV and stuff. It's just like, this dude supports me, so he's gonna be on my team, you know. It's like,
well, once again, that's kind of like politics in general. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna vote for this person because they just seem so down to earth. They're just one of us, you know.
Yeah. This happened to us, and it was not a good result.
Yeah.
This guy knows what he's talking about. He's just like one of us from the people, and then we fucking destroy the country.
Isn't political science a thing? Can't we get political scientists to fucking do some shit?
But this exists already, right? Is there people who do like politics and economics?
Why does it feel like the people who know shit about politics aren't the people who are running the country? Or am I just mistaken?
Whoa! But that's such a crazy thought. Why? We're literally talking about this. It's just they just pick like, I trust this person, therefore I'm gonna pick this person.
Yeah, but
up. It's never the best.
trust people who do the research.
I trust the people who do the research. I don't trust the person that random person 1, 2, 3. The president selected them, you know?
You know who makes fucking medicine? It's not just the person I trust, it's the fucking scientists, you know, because they're gonna get the empirical data and they're gonna, you know.
I trust the scientists blindly.
I mean, the thing is, I do trust science blindly because, like, you know, science is like a good set of principles. I guess it's not blind. That's like, I understand the principles. Yeah.
It is not trust. It's not like a med saying like, trust me works. It's a med that shows like what it has, and people go like, that's not gonna work.
Speaking of making medicine and
oh, good point. Yeah,
you see where I'm going with this? I've been desperately looking for a segue out of this conversation.
I was thinking, how are we gonna talk about this?
Clinical trial.
Yippee!
Hey, audience.
Do you wanna show it? Do you wanna show what a clinical trial is?
If you haven't played the game Clinical Trial and you're interested in a good game recommendation, I would say just go and play it now. Don't even listen to the rest of this podcast.
Yeah.
Although it's a little bit spooky, that's all I will say.
Ooh.
It can be...
I would say it has plus 18 topics, but...
Yeah.
You know,
if you're chill with that, go ahead.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'll give a little synopsis. The game is about a person.
Is that non-binary person?
Non-binary person.
Just call them an MB.
An MB, there you go. Going for a clinical trial to test out ADHD medication so they can make some money. And that's all I'm gonna say. This is the spoiler-free part.
You know, that's what I think. Sorry, but this is literally the beginning of the game. I think it's crazy how they just go and I'm gonna do this test for like get money, and they just inject medications. Well, for me that's crazy.
I mean, that's how it works. My mom's done a clinical trial.
No, but I don't know. It feels scary, doesn't it? I wouldn't be able to like. We can do this medication with you, but you might die.
I don't really think it's like you might die. It's I'm sure it's like reasonably safe. That they just don't know all the side of. Oh, I guess you might die. Okay, you're right. You might die.
It's a bit scary, right? Because like you're taking a med, you don't even know if it works or not.
Yeah. Capitalism. Am I right? Because you're poor, you need to try out dangerous.
It's literally what
medication.
It's what I was talking about you with the. I forgot. It's factor 8, I think, is the blood shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's all for this spoilers-free part. Do you want to talk more about the game?
Absolutely. I don't even know how to tackle this. I don't want to jump straight into the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like we need
absolutely.
some build up.
No, I can develop a bit then. So basically, what happens? Thank you for the cue. I just started talking. Sorry, but basically the game develops on Angel and Lee. So we just talked about Angel, who is a person who has ADHD, and they are trying to get treatment for it, and that's why they are getting the injections. Because the clinical trial always because of people with ADHD and etc.
I mean, she seems more interested in the money, to be honest, than the treatment.
Yeah. Careful with the misgenders.
This happens to me so much. I'm terrible.
It's alright. Well, sorry, non-binary people who don't like to use she/her.
The thing is,
anyways.
I'm normally good with NB people, but for some reason, Angel, I struggle with.
Yeah, that's true. I think I think the whole game, at least in Portuguese, is much more interesting because in Portuguese we don't have gender neutral pronouns.
That's true.
So,
I played the whole game in
Angel.
Portuguese, just saying.
Yeah, we should have talked this at the very beginning. This is the first game that Millie played in the whole Portuguese Brazilian. So let's give a round of applause for her. Yippee!
Oh, how sweet.
She did so fucking well the game. Sometimes I had to help her out, but literally the whole game she did it all by herself, and I'm very happy and proud of her.
I feel like I got quite a lot of help, but you know.
No. I think like literally like 96% of the game you did without help and just words that you were not aware of.
Thank you. You're making me blush. But that's true, because in Portuguese, the language is gendered, right? So you notice that they are not using the feminine endings. They're using the mask, which are used neutrally, right?
Yeah. Because masculine here is often for gender neutral things. So if you say like students is a gender neutral word. It's like if you want to gender it, you call female, male, non-binary, shit like this, you know. But students is a general word, while in Portuguese we do have pronouns and it's a masculine word. So like every word, even if it's not gendered, we have a gender, and if it doesn't have a gender, it defaults to masculine pronouns. And Angel uses masculine pronouns, which is very interesting to think about. But anyways, we talked a bunch about Angel. Let me talk about Lee. Lee is the person who every week is gonna inject the medications into Angel. They're gonna do a blood test and they're gonna inject the medication, and that's gonna be for 10 weeks. I think it's 10 weeks, 10 right? Weeks. Okay. And as history goes, Angel has issues in real life, and Lee's there. This is not how it's supposed to be, but Lee is there to like slowly but like still very professionally trying to comfort her about it.
Yeah.
And stuff like this. He's trying to really not cross any boundaries on like what is a patient and a doctor.
Yeah, it feels very much like he's following this procedure. he knows there's problems with the procedure, but he takes it sort of like a don't shoot the messenger kind of way. It's like, this is the procedure. I know it's like, it's not perfect. But this is what it is. And he's very honest about everything. He shows a lot of empathy for the stuff that Angel is going through. And he says the right things, you know, he's very caring in a kind of like professional way.
Yeah, he is there to take care of the even like kind of ease the patients about like what they are doing, and that like Lee is not doing anything crazy. But anyways, as the story progresses, a very big event happens, and Joe gets very traumatized by it, and they do not want to go to work anymore, but they have to because they don't have money, they don't have where to go, no friends, no one to trust, no money. And then on the last week, when Anjo is about to go out to do another shift, Lee goes and say like, don't go. If the problem is money, I can pay you, but today, don't go to work. Just hang around on my house. Which is very weird, but Lee's a trustworthy person so far, so it makes sense. Especially at Anjo's place. You have nowhere to go, like, fuck it. Just trust the trustworthy dude.
Yeah.
And that's basically what happens. On the weekend, Anjo go to Lee's house, and they basically spend the weekend there. Now we actually talked about. I tried to not really talk about the story of the game. I think you should play it. But this is basically almost the end of the game. Most of the game is going to the clinical trial. Well, kind of clinical trial plus going to Lee's house. This is more to the middle to the end of the game now. So, as in, do you want to talk about, or do you want to just talk about like the real ending stuff?
Well,
the actual ending shit.
I kind of want to talk about. I'm trying to decide what I want to talk about. There are some moments from before where I'm trying to decide how to tell it. I might cut some of this rambling. I don't want to go into too much detail, you know what I mean? I do remember though, like when Lee was acting all kind about the issues, I was saying, Angel, you should just marry him, stuff like that.
Oh, that is true. Billy was like, oh my god, Lee's an angel. Ha ha ha! Full of wordplay.
I don't know, he just seemed like a good guy. I thought they were gonna kiss. But I wanted to mention there were some like moments where he showed some weird signs. Like every time he would ask her for their arm. Why am I so terrible at this? Every time he would ask them for their arm, he would say, at first he's like, hold out your arm. Then he's like, wait, sorry, I'm supposed to say, like, may I touch your arm?
Can you? Yeah.
Oh no, if he says, I'm gonna touch your arm, and then he's like, oh wait, may I touch your arm? And it's like, I sort of showing he struggles a bit with the procedure. I don't know, I sort of struggle. I feel like that's hinting at something, but I never really got it.
I don't think that's weird at all. I'm gonna be very honest. When you are used to a set of instructions, and then they suddenly change, maybe you're used to, like, especially very, or maybe autistic people are at least me, I really need to follow a routine on like instructions on how I deliver stuff. If this is changed, I feel very frustrated about it. Like, if this is changed suddenly.
But didn't he mention there was like a complaint from someone?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
And The person above him, his boss, said, "This is the procedure you need to say. Can I touch your arm?" But I mean, come on, that's not even weird. Even for like neurotypical people, that's just like, if you're used to something, you might say something wrong a couple of times. I'm surprised that he took a bunch of weeks to like get used to it.
He really seemed to struggle with it. I remember always thinking like, come on, it's not that hard. It took him like, I think it was like 5 weeks of doing it.
Come on, he was trying his best.
I don't know.
What matters is like he was always saying the right thing anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, so we go to his house.
Oh. No.
We go to his house, and Lee tries to take care of Angel, to the best he can. He's like very, I don't know, he gives them a space they can just relax without any other pressures. And it shows that Angel starts to heal. Her character starts to change. You notice she gets more confident. What?
You said the wrong pronouns again.
Ah! There! Character starts to change. They start to heal noticeably. They start to act more confidently. They even start to get kind of bold with Lee, and it's clear they like Lee.
Yeah, and Angel at this moment is getting very, very bold with Lee. And Lee is kind of like, he's trying to give Angel most space as possible to heal, he said. For like, not feeling like a burden, but like, not feeling like...
He's clearly trying not to overstep his boundary.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to say.
Yeah.
Like, is trying his best to like give the time that Angel needs, and let them do whatever they want.
But then Angel starts to push back against that, sort of saying like they notice that Lee is being incredibly delicate with them, but to them they're like, oh, why shouldn't I be able to have something happen? You know what I mean? I understand you're trying to be like careful for me, but I'm not just some victim of what happened to me in the past. I want things to happen. I want to be able to be normal, being seen as a normal person. Well, that's hard to.
And even Angel was really pushy. I think that the two moments that really remind me is when Angel in the middle of the night goes to Lee's bed and they lay down.
Yeah, when they do the CG.
Like, don't move. Yeah, don't move. I want you to be right where you are. And then Angel falls asleep together with Lee. And there's also
he wakes up in the morning and he hasn't moved, and then she's like, "You told me not to move."
He did like not move an inch.
Lee is like autistic in kind of a cute way.
Yeah, and the bath time that he goes like, "Oh," it's like Angel says like, "Oh, do you want to bath with me?" Which is kind of very bold, to be honest. This is like incredibly bold. And Lee is like, "I didn't know you were like this indecent." It's like, how indecent? Like, inviting me premaritally.
Yeah.
It's quite funny.
Yeah. Well, all the while, like, some context to this whole house scene is like, there's no signal on Angel's phone. There's no internet connection either.
Oh yeah, because Lee is not really an internet person. He just uses the computer at the workplace.
Yeah.
And since he doesn't, he really at home, he just has like videotapes and read books. So for him, it's kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
Just not have internet. It's not really a bother. Apparently he did have, but Angel didn't even realize.
Yeah.
Probably like an old model.
They worked with routers, but they didn't even recognize the router.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Angel, you know, the internet is kind of like their home. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a very good thing I forgot to talk about. So
yeah.
Angel is an artist, and they post stuff on like Twitter. And well, not Twitter. Some social.
It seems
social
kind of
media
like
for artists there. Tumblr.
Tumblr, yeah.
Yeah. But no, they are an artist.
Yeah.
And still, like, Angel kind of just disappeared. Didn't go to work without notice. Didn't send message to the roommates and stuff like this.
They start to worry about like everyone worrying about them, really.
Yeah.
So they want to connect to the internet. Actually,
Yeah.
this is when Lee is saying like, "Oh, you can keep staying. You don't need to go back to work. You can stay here." Right.
It was like, what happened was like Angel ended up staying the whole weekend, and on Monday, Angel was like, "Yeah, I really need to go back to my routine. I really like I don't like my roommates, but I like my roommate's cat and stuff like this, and at least I need to warn people about it." And Lee is kind of like, I mean, you can just stay here, you know. I even took like the day off today. I took a sick day, and we can have a cat. and Angel is clearly happy about it, but they also want to like, well, I need to give notice about some stuff.
So Angel wants to look to see if there's a router somewhere else, because they're not sure that Lee knows if that was actually the router or if there's another one somewhere else in the house. So she starts like looking around. They start looking around things in Lee's room and finds a switch that turns on a light behind.
But they were trying to search for a cable, right? And they find one with a switch randomly behind the closet.
And it, when they open, they find that they can open up the display case to find something behind it, and it's like a shrine to Angel. It's got It's got photos of her. It's got hair, blood sample, and her jacket.
A blood sample. It's like the cotton that
from
he
the
used
test,
for
right?
like drying the blood. Yeah. It's like this type of blood. And it's like the jacket that they lost. The whole stuff, like a whole shrine full of Angel stuff.
Yeah. So obviously Angel is quite disturbed at first. She's shocked at least because were not expecting to see that. I'm sorry. I'm so embarrassed.
Don't worry about it.
Because they are so like they didn't see this in Lee, and Lee comes up sweating like, "Oh God, I didn't want you to see this. I was intending to clear it out before you saw it."
I just want to say one thing that I really didn't want to talk much before, but Lee does have some weird moments, even through the clinical trial stuff. That it's like you guess something is gonna happen. Is like Lee just gives a perfectly plausible explanation. They're like, I guess that does make sense, and you're just like, yeah, whatever. It's just like
what exactly?
Kind of Angel being anxious about it. I think the best example I remember is like when Angel goes and is like, I knew there was something wrong with this place. There's like never someone here, and they look to the cameras like, because the camera does like a flick, you remember?
Yeah.
And Angel goes like, I knew there was something wrong. I feel like I'm being like looked at, you know? It's like, and then Lisa's like, there's no one here because you always get late, you know? It's like, we should be closing the clinic when you come here. And like, yeah, it makes sense. The whole story is like told that Angel always gets late for the appointments.
Yeah.
It makes absolute sense. And then there's like the medication color changing, and Lee's like, it didn't change. And you go like, well, that's kind of weird, right? For someone to say like, it didn't change, but the color obviously changed. Then Lee goes like, sorry, it's because this is really stressing me out. The medication now is stored in another type of temperature, so it changes color, but it's the whole same med. And you go like, that's kind of weird, but it does make sense.
Yeah.
And then it goes back to the same color as before, and they're like, I hope they're not injecting me with like drugs or some shit like this. But and also at the end, Lee says, oh, it was just like a placebo anyways. It was just like a saline solution.
Yeah, that's already something we should have talked about. It's like Angel starts to have kind of like hallucination, sort of psychotic effect. Is that the right term?
Not really hallucinations. This was just like one of the last things.
She had like a panic attack, right?
No. But the hallucinations and panic attacks are completely different things.
Okay, but like, I don't know. It felt
yes.
kind of like hallucinatory in that one scene.
But yes, through the whole. Sorry, am I cutting it too much?
I was just gonna say that like this was happening, and then you're supposed to conclude that the medication is messing with your head in some way, and Angel thinks so, but then Lee reveals that it was just
It's a saline solution.
Yeah, it was the what do you call it? The normal, the test normal from the double
like,
blind test.
Division. Yeah, it's basically the doctor injects one of the two. Sorry, I don't know how to what is the name? I don't remember now, but I know how to explain.
Yeah.
Basically, you are giving a placebo and also a real medication. Why is this? To like show that the medication kind of has real effects or something like this.
Yeah.
And like the placebo
it's because it's a double blind. You want the doctor to not know what they're giving the patient, so they're not biased in any way.
Yeah, they believe the medication is them. Everything is medication, while one is placebo, one is medication. But either way, at the end he says he poured a little bit on his mouth, and one of them was very saline. Or like salty, and that's a saline solution, therefore not a medication.
Yeah.
And then Angel was like, why were you trying the medications out? And Lee goes like, oh, because like you're not the only patient who said they were like having weird problems with the medication.
Yeah.
And it's like, but why this? And it's like, well, more people doing the test better, but we want people to have like non-negative issues, you know, so we give them a placebo just to say like, it's like, oh, more people are taking the meds, but it's a placebo, and less people with issues, and we also know that the med is working basically.
So he says like, what you thought were side effects, this is because you've been going through a lot recently, and that's why he said, don't go to work, come home with me. Like he was like, it comes across as like he cares about your health. He wants you to be like relaxed or whatever.
So yeah, the whole time you have this weird Lee moments, but it is explained by like Lee being kind of weirdy, but very caring as a person.
He's definitely written sort of, well, definitely autistic coded.
But either way, going back to the shrine, yeah, there's the whole Angel shrine with lots of weird stuff. And Angel was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And Lee comes, he catches her, he's like, you weren't supposed to see that. He's all sweating like crazy. And you're given a choice at this point. The first real choice in the game. You have to choose whether you...
Can I just explain one thing? I think it's important. It's an RPG Maker game, but it much more reads like a visual novel.
Yeah.
So like sometimes you have control of the character, but like it doesn't really matter what you do at the game.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
So, yeah. At this point you have a decision whether you accept or reject Lee. and honestly, like, it's kind of... Maybe if you're just hearing this because you couldn't be bothered to play the game, you won't get me. But I'm like, in the context of the game, Lee was such like a caring and like empathetic person to Angel, and I was clearly... so I should have mentioned that Lee says that he likes Angel, and I literally cried because I was like, these two are so perfect for each other. This is so awesome. And then I saw this.
I think. Sorry, I think the accepting speech is very beautiful as well, and it is true. Like sometimes, I mean, this can sound very weird, like doing a whole shrine. I think the most scary thing was the blood shit. Like sometimes you do weird shit, you know, because
this is what I said, because Pigo sort of left me to make the decision by myself. And I just thought, you know, sometimes when you're like in a weird mental state, you do weird stuff, like almost because like you want to feel like you're a bad person or something like that. And that's kind of exactly what Angel said. It's like, oh, you wanted to think of yourself as a monster, you've been very lonely, that kind of thing. But it's like she's I mean, you can help me with the details, but she was saying like, as long as as long as like you know, you clear this out and you see me as a normal person from now on, things can work out.
And Angel is completely fine. Angel, Lee's completely fine with it. Lee just goes like, I'm so sorry about this. I really didn't know you were gonna come here home. And that's, I mean, oh my god, maybe in real life this is gonna be way more creepy than it is, but it's a fucking video game, so like, don't really care much about the details.
The thing is, like, I, as I mentioned to you before, like, I can't help but view this stuff like through like reality, and to me, I was like, even in reality, I think I would forgive in that situation.
I'm gonna be very honest. If someone picked my blood and put it, I think that would be a bit too extreme for me. I think everything else was fine.
Given the context that he was taking your blood, it was very easy for him to do it. If he was like, you know, feeling this way, and you're thinking, what would the creepy person do, sort of thing, it'd be like, it'd be so easy to get blood. You know what I mean?
But either way, you're left with two options. One of them is accept Lee, one of them is reject. Like Billy said, the whole speech about accepting happens, everything gets happy. And the rejection one is like you say, like, oh, I can't deal with this all shit anymore. And it's like, I can't accept you like this, Lee. And at this point, like, you kind of changed which routes you're going, but what happens after is like the same thing. So Angel goes and say like, I just, like, if you accept or reject, they go, sorry, this time it was me, you're confusing me. I'm sorry. They go and say, I want my jacket back because I really miss it. And Lee goes like, I'm gonna clean it up. You stay there. And then he picks like the jacket very quickly and
Angel is like, it's okay, it's always been dirty anyway. He's like, I insist.
Like Lee is like sweating much of, like, a lot about the jacket. And
I love how I immediately said, he came on the jacket.
Yeah, and I won't say it's an Easter egg, but after that, you gotta keep searching for the... You're gonna go to the other closet, but it's too dark. And you go like, oh, I need to find a lantern, the torch. Because you're gonna find a lantern and go there. And like, you kind of can instantly go to where the lantern is, which is like in the garage. But the garage also has the washing machine. And you can go to the washing machine, pick up your jacket, and it's like, why is there white stains in it?
But then the thing is, she sees it, or they see it, and then just put it on anyway. Or just takes it anyway.
No, yeah. They put it in the inventory.
Yeah.
But Yeah, you pick the lantern and then you go to the second closet. And then you find a switch. You find like the kind of weird router. It's a little bit hard to explain. It was like a squarey thing with a bunch of green buttons like flickering. And you imagine like, oh, this doesn't really look like an internet router, but I don't know, what if it is? And then Angel goes and say, I'm gonna turn it off and turn it on very quickly, like 10 seconds. Nothing happens, I'm just gonna turn it on again. It's not gonna be an issue. Angel turns it off, and then suddenly, Angel gets signal.
Which, because I didn't pick up on why until it was explained later in the story.
Really? I thought it was kind of obvious at the time. But it switched it off. I was like, oh, it's a signal it's a signal master hijacker.
Jammer,
I don't know how to call it. Yeah, jammer. And Angel gets signal, and for some reason there's like no messages.
Yeah.
And just like, what? No messages? But I missed work. I didn't go to the apartment since then. No one from work called me. It's like, oh my god, I'm so alone. Isn't this a desperate situation? And then Angel noticed like there's a little weird open space on the closet.
Yeah.
And then Angel sees it, and there's a staircase going to another room. And Angel was like, oh fuck.
Oh my god.
More stuff.
This filled me with so much dread when they found this little opening and stepped through it, and I'm like, you remember the first thing I said, right?
Yeah. But first, yeah. But I'm gonna talk more just a bit. But Angel hears Lee leaving the bathroom because I didn't mention because it's not really relevant, but Lee went to take a shower because he was really sweaty from the whole event on the shrine. And Angel was like, oh, I gotta like hide myself. I can show myself in the closet. And then Angel goes downstairs. And what Millie said, can you repeat what he said?
So the moment this like space was found, I said, oh god, this is where he hides the bodies.
What do you find downstairs, Millie? What do you find downstairs, Millie?
And lo and behold, at the bottom of the stairs, there's a little room with a dead body in it.
Yeah, so to give a bit more context, the dead body person, the person with the dead bodies belongs to the person who did bad things to Angel. And it was like, holy shit, this is the guy from like my work. What happened? And then like Lee appears and says like, oh, like I killed him, ha ha ha, because they did bad things to you. And really shortening the whole situation. Angel was kind of like, it just happened, this whole shrine shit. You thought it was gonna be okay, then you find a fucking dead body.
Yeah.
And
it shows like the whole story of how it happened.
Yeah, what happened basically. Well, it's basically like Lee kidnapping the guy and basically not torturing, because he basically let him to die.
Yeah, he
kind of like
paralyzed him.
Used as crew,
and then told him to escape. He's like, I'll be up the top of the stairs, try to escape.
To kick you down. Yeah,
I'll kick you.
And if you get there, I'm gonna kick you down. Basically what he says is gonna like, oh, I'm gonna lobotomize you, but you're so disgusting that I don't even want to touch you. So what I'm gonna do is like, I'm just gonna break like something from your vertebral like back. Yeah. So you can't really walk. Anyways, his whole thing goes. Now you're giving again another option to accept Lee or reject Lee. Just saying, if you reject Lee at the shrine, you cannot accept him now. So you're given the option to accept and reject Lee again.
So in my mind, I was like, this is a step too far. This is too much. I cannot accept someone who's killed someone. So I rejected.
Yeah, And what happens when you reject? You basically say like, I cannot trust you, and like if you just do this stuff when there's something in your way, I am here in your way, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna stop me in the same way you did with him?
Yeah. And then he was like, if you can't take no as no, you're no different to that guy you killed.
And Lee says like, but I can hide the case. I really need your help with it. And Joe is like, we can do it together, otherwise we are both be fucked. And Lee, and Joe goes like, I'm gonna report you, and if you're gonna do anything to stop what's in your way, I'm here in your way. I think that's the most important part.
Yeah.
It's like, and then Lee lets Joe go, and
he says like, you should leave in 10 seconds. He takes the drill to the corner.
Millie didn't know about this, but if you stay 10 seconds in the room, he basically screw drives his own hand.
I didn't want to see that.
Yeah, but when you go upstairs, you can hear like a ba-dum. You can hear a ba-dum. And then you go like, I don't want to think about what happened, is what Angel says. If you just go upstairs anyways. And you leave the house and you get ending 1, which is not a true ending. But the true ending is if you accept Lee, weirdly. If you accept Lee, the whole story changes. Because like, yeah, Angel goes and say like, oh, even though you did all this thing, I'm still not scared of you, and I still feel like I can trust you. But Angel goes like, but you gotta say, are you hiding anything, please? Yeah. And it's like, you promise you can never fucking do this again. And then Lee says like, I regret the shrine part. This right here, I don't regret it. Okay, you accept Lee, and basically the whole prologue on what happens is like, you are gonna cover this. Oh, and just says like, if you stay in my life, first thing, we're gonna move from this fucking house, because I'm not gonna sleep with a dead body downstairs. And Lee says, I've not been sleeping ever since I did it. And well, basically the whole that part on, you only see it through cutscenes, but what you can see is that Angel and Lee, they cover the body basically on the floor. They make it like a floor above the body.
Yeah, they like disassemble the body and then cement over it.
Basically, yeah. And they move out, and what you can see through like extras is that Angel and Lee living happily together. And that's the ending. You can only get those two endings, I'm sorry. It's either the true ending or the bad ending.
And you know, it honestly kind of disturbed me that the creator thought that was the true ending. I don't know.
The creator is a bit weird, but let's ignore this for now.
Yeah.
I think the most interesting part was seeing Millie's reaction, because Millie was like all crying about the shrine and like getting all emotional about it. And she really thought it was the end. She really thought that it can't get worse than this. Then when she noticed that body, she was like, no! And one of the reasons why we really wanted to do this podcast when we finished playing is because Millie was absolutely like terrified.
It broke
like
me.
Very emotional.
It completely broke me because like I don't know, I guess so invested in stories, and like this, like it felt like it was really happening to my stupid brain, okay? And like this couple, they were like working so well. I was like, yes, this person, they've been through so much, but finally they found their release. They found their safe space. He is gonna be Angel's angel. And then I was just heartbroken when I found out about this. I just thought, I just wish I never knew, because once I know about it, I can't accept it.
Millie was really like, I wish the game could have ended before me going to the closet.
But yeah, I wish there was a way to never find out, you know? Because maybe I would have been okay with it if I just never found out.
Imagine if there was an ending that was like you don't find out about the dead body. You just like go to the gym and you would go like leave the closet or like go downstairs, something like that.
Because Lee even says he was planning to have covered up the body by now, but then because of Angel coming over, he hasn't had the opportunity. So I just thought, you know, in my head I was like, if things happened like one day off, say he had one day to cover this up, maybe Angel finds the room and is just like, oh, why is there this creepy room? It's like, yeah, the house has this weird creepy room. It is.
Yeah, even the whole game, it says like the house had a weird planning.
Yeah.
Because it's a very weird house. It's like there's I don't know how to explain. It's just like a weird house on how it's made. Yeah. But it's like,
and
if there was
the creepy room wasn't part of the planning. Didn't someone else add it to the house and not?
Yeah. So basically, if you get the bad ending, basically what Wally says is that like, oh, I think not even on the bad ending. I think both endings. He explains the room. The person in this house was digging this whole room. And it's not clear if it's like to kill himself or if it's like so he can stay alone. It just says like, this is like the type, because like I think about exactly about how this person thinks.
And because Lee,
like, so
Lee
I know
was saying as well that he wanted to, he thought that the room would be the perfect place for him to die. Because Lee, before meeting Angel, kind of felt like he might want to die at some point.
He was always like, he doesn't want to live. But he always kept procrastinating about stuff. And then when he found this room, he said like, oh, this is the perfect thing, he thought. When the other owner left the house. This is the place for someone to die. Then he goes like, but this is not, then I found out, this is not the place for me to die. It's for him to die. And that's what gave him hope. So if you get the bad ending, he dies there because it's the room where he's supposed to die, basically. But yeah, this is the whole clinical trial game. If you have been listening to it until now, I guess you lost a bunch of the experience of getting scared, dreaded, and anxious about everything. It's a cool game. Yeah, it's a very short game actually. So if you want to go and play,
it should take a few hours apparently if you're playing in your native language. It took me a weekend.
It was like Friday.
We finished
like
on
3 days,
Sunday.
Right? But it's like, let's be very honest. This is like a very complex game with very complex stuff happening, and you were getting like almost just like very specific like scientific names. You were kind of like, I don't know what this is.
There was a section with the insects.
Yeah, I was gonna say the insect names, and we were gonna be like, what is this? And we're like, oh, this is a ta-na-na-na, and this is a XXXX. Like this. Like most of the game is like kind of not very light reading, and you like kind of nailed it.
Thank you, sweetheart.
So like you got a very, for me, what I see is like you got a very hard, between quotes, hard story to read, like from the beginning, and you basically destroyed it, you know.
Stop it with these this flattery.
I gotta be very honest, Billy improves like crazy in Portuguese, and she speaks very well at it as well. This morning we were talking and just in Portuguese, and she was like saying stuff normally.
Yeah. I'm a bit slow, I think. Like, I'm okay. I sometimes get excited when I'm like, why the fuck do I know this word? I know this word, that's cool.
You've been studying for like not a very long time. Even like you haven't really been studying recently.
No, I haven't studied recently because I've just been with you all the time.
Yeah, basically. But like, do you see how crazy we improved? Anyways, 8 months. You can get fluent in 8 months, but you can basically speak anything. If you go to Brazil, you can probably nail anything. Well, except it's very political shit. You can. Did you see the video?
Yeah, I did. I watched it this morning.
I got banned from the... If you don't know, the word for bread here is called pong. But apparently foreigners have a problem speaking pong. So they speak pow.
Yeah.
But pow, like P-A-U, well, you speak how do you speak pong? It's P-A with a tilde and an O.
Yeah.
Pong. If you take out the tilde, it goes pow. But the thing is, this sounds like pow, which is P-A-U, which it basically means a stick, but most commonly it means dick. So he goes like, kadum pow. And it's like, I want dick.
Yeah. It's because like, well, it's because of two things really. It's like, well, in English, P-A-O would be pow, right? But in English, we don't really understand how the A with the tilde is pronounced. That's more like an from what I understand. And also words that end in O are more pronounced like oo. So it's like po.
Yeah. I like the
pong. Pong. There's also weird nasally sounds in Portuguese.
It's very funny because my name is Ani.
Yes.
And I thought at the time this was gonna be like, because like I was thinking, I want a name that is not like very recognized for being Brazilian, but it can be Brazilian, but it can also be like for anyone in the world. And it's very funny because I thought Ani was a pretty good name. Then I go to Millie's house and her dad calls me Uni.
It's very difficult because
I know, a fucking university.
Yeah. Well, because the thing is, Ani, you may not know if you're not Brazilian, but that is spelled A-N-N-E. Like in English, you'd say Anne, right? But there's another more weird rules about pronunciation in Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese at least. I don't know about Portugal. If the second to last vowel sound is an A, it's more like an not an a. So it's and then if an word ends in E, it is pronounced E, not or just silent or anything. So it's ni.
Yeah, you don't go unni. Yeah, I mean you can go unni or ani. This is gonna sound very weird, but you're gonna be pronouncing it. You're gonna be pronouncing it wrong, but you can write it right.
Yeah.
But yeah, the E sounds, it's like typically they are supposed to have an E sound, but what most people just like kind of rush in and say E sound, basically. Like it's an I this time. It's like kind of familiar on how vowels work on Japanese, if you are familiar. But the thing is, like, we kind of just say ani.
Yeah.
So I became uni, I guess.
I just find it interesting how it's like, depending on the position of the word, the vowel sound changes. I don't know how easy English pronunciation is. I imagine it's quite difficult because we sort of, the rules change for every single word, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess for words pronunciation, I kind of just like learn how to do it eventually.
Yeah, I feel like in English, you kind of just
like,
have to learn, like, for each word you have to learn the pronunciation. It's like, you can't guess so easily.
I guess here you have multiple rules, but there's like so many rules that you don't even think about it, you know? It's kind of like getting like, oh, you got like those mental maps that has like a lot of like arrows and shit. But it's like, imagine one that is like fucking full of them. And you're gonna consult like I'm gonna consult this mental map about like everything happening. You're just gonna like, whatever, just gonna like brute force it.
But the thing is, like, with Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, I feel like, you know, I have like all the rules in my head, like for the most part. There's nothing inconsistent. Once you know the rules, you can pronounce anything. I think English is different because we have words from so many different origins.
I think it's a bit weird to explain, but if you, I guess even in English, if you live long enough studying this language, when you see a word, you kind of like automatically decides how it's pronounced, even though you never like listen to it.
That is true, yeah. I guess, like, because I feel like when, once you understand English pronunciation, sorry, like, the way you have to do it is, like, you look at a word, you have to sort of decide, like, what category of pronunciation it will be. Like, is this like an Anglo-Saxon word? Is this like an English word? Is this a French word? I don't know. And based on that, you decide how it's pronounced.
Wow, how crazy. We are talking about languages just after clinical trial because you read it all. How amazing you are. Anyways, clinical trial, if you didn't play, even with all the spoilers, play it. And if you didn't study Portuguese today, study it. Yes, I'm forcing you to learn Portuguese today.
Because from now on,
gonna be Brazilian
the podcast will be entirely Portuguese.
Yeah, migostation is just Portuguese. Bem-vindos e bem-vindas ao Migostation. Esse é o episódio 10. Uma salva de palmas!
Salva de palmas. I guess that's a round of applause.
Exactly.
Salva? What's that?
Salva? It's kind of like a wave, something like it. It was like
a wave of
like
palms.
People's. No, a salva is kind of like, I don't know how to explain. It's like a wave of an action of people doing something. Let me see. Let me see what is the explanation Google has to give. Salva significado. So it says like a salva is a discharge, a simultaneous discharge of shots used on artillery, not as a praise, but like to pay respects, you know? It can be for like clapping, but it's like it doesn't really have this. It's just basically a discharge of something.
This is a bunch of people doing one thing all at the same time. Okay,
exactly.
Just makes more sense. I don't know why we call it a round of applause.
What do you call square one?
Back to square one? I have no idea.
Yeah. we have estaca zero, which is basically like
stage zero.
Isn't it like one climbing? Yeah, basically no. Estaca is more like. Do you know when you put like something in a mountain to climb?
Yeah.
That's a stacker. It's like something that penetrates, like kind of like.
I mean, like a peg, I guess. I mean,
anyway,
that sort of makes more sense to me. That seems more intuitive.
But zero, it's funny. De volta a staca zero. It's like back to the.
That's
beginning.
when you've got no pegs in the wall, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. But why square one? That's funny.
I'm very curious now. I need to look this up. Back.
Go ahead.
Back to square one. I mean, origin? Originates from 1920s to 30s BBC radio football commentaries, where broadcasters divided the pitch into numbered grid squares 1 to 8 to help listeners follow the action. A goal kick or reset in play often brought the ball back into the starting position labelled as square one. Alright chaps, we're back to square one.
Is that how BBC
Well, that's how World War pilots, World War II pilots sound, apparently. Alright chaps, chucks away!
Do you know what's gonna be very funny? Because as a Brazilian, I really love World Cup, and we are gonna watch the World Cup. Oh, I guess everyone in the world will kind of watch the World Cup.
I never really watch it.
But it's gonna be very funny because this is the first time I'm gonna watch it in English. And it's gonna be so weird because we have like so many iconic narrators. And then they're gonna listen and I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with this?
The thing is, I don't know, I think British sports commentary, I wonder if it's different to like Brazil. I feel like the commentators are all quite chill. They're all like,
exactly, in Brazil, they are not chill at all. Like they kick a ball, they suddenly, and they kick the ball, and then it's gonna kick for that goal, and then they missed. He missed.
This is exactly what I was thinking. Like, I just imagine like any other country that would go crazy, but like. I don't know if it's because like I feel like there's a certain bias like in British presentation of sports where, I don't know, we feel like a need to remain neutral all the time. We can't like be biased or like overly excited about one team or whatever. I don't know.
I feel like this kind of happens here, not really in like in Brazilian football, like in specific Brazilian football. If it's like a team against another team, mostly like if it's like a TV broadcast not owned by the team, they usually go like unbiased, but they really get hyped up. They go like, oh, they made a goal, and the other team makes a goal, and they go, they made a goal as well. Oh, and stuff like this. They're just hyped up about the game. I guess in World Cup is a little bit different. If it's other countries, it's kind of whatever. The second Brazil is playing, they go like, and Croatia makes a goal, and everyone goes like, Croatia. And they go, like, and Brazil comes back! It's kind of like how it is.
It reminds me as well.
Because no one in Brazil.
go ahead.
Sorry, I was speaking over you. Oh, it's because everyone in Brazil is cheering for Brazil. So, like, what is the reason for not cheering to Brazil?
I think about like two things. One, I think about like the Sky F1 commentary, because like it's the British, that like the most official British commentary, I guess. But the thing is, it's treated as like a worldwide broadcast. You know, lots of people in lots of different countries watch the British commentary. Therefore, like, we can't be too biased about British drivers because people are going to get annoyed at us, right? And it's the same. I was going to say with OWC commentary, right? Like, OWC commentators, even if they have allegiances, they tend to just be like, oh, that was a great play, no matter, like, what team they're on. Except for one moment that actually did really piss me off in OWC, where America won, I think against the UK in the grand finals. And the commentator was like, fuck being neutral. Go USA, USA, USA. And I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, that's really annoying me. There's someone I don't like from OWC. Yeah. I talk with you, and you're a very US dumb person. I hate you, kinda. Anyways, I think in OWC they're usually very, very neutral about like which teams are like winning and shit. And I would say like in F1 in specific, you would guess Brazilian commentary would tend to like praise Bortoleto a lot, but this is not really what happens, you know. They just kind of say about the top drivers.
Fair enough. But what if Bortoleto got a win? Wouldn't they be like, Bortoleto, go Brazil, yes?
I think they would like bring a lot of like, they would probably put a lot of emphasis on like the whole history of Brazil, like how Brazil is like finally back or something like this. The new Senna is back, as like it's been so long. The passion, the love is like back to this country and shit like this. And if Russell wins, it's like Russell wins.
No, I imagine if he was in a title fight, you know, when Bortoleto like takes the lead or takes the lead, they'll be like, the championship is coming back to Brazil. I just imagine like if the British commentators did this, like, yes, George Russell takes a victory away from Antonelli. It's coming back to Britain. That would really piss people off.
I guess it would be interesting to watch when Felipe Massa kind of like lost the championship, to see how it was at the time. Probably really. I guess everyone in Brazil says it was stolen, this championship.
They say it's stolen.
But yeah, it's stolen. They say like he got stolen. I think he said it, and everyone in Brazil kind of just agrees with it. It's like, oh, Massa got stolen that.
Did you hear about Massa was trying to claim that he was trying to he did like a, what's the word, like an investigation back into the championship, because he wanted to get the title rewritten, because there was like a fixed race, the Singapore Grand Prix of 2008, where Renault made Nelson Piquet Jr. crash on purpose so that Alonso, who was fueled for a short stint, could get a safety car and be fueled the perfect amount, be in the lead and win the race. So they sort of orchestrated a win by breaking the rules. Massa was arguing that because he had evidence that the people in charge of F1 knew about the cheating, even though it didn't come out until a year later when Piquet Jr. talked about it publicly because he was fired. He was saying that the race should have been the results should have been eliminated, and if they were, he would have won the championship.
Yeah, I think that's the whole plot. He got stolen. That's what I mean by he got stolen.
Yeah, but is it?
But
is
I was gonna say, I think that F1 has a stupid rule that is like, if something is like found out after the race, it's kind of like whatever, like they don't give a shit about it anymore.
This was like
move on
the next
future.
season was when it came out.
No, okay, yeah, this makes sense, but I think it's kind of stupid when like you can see that something wrong happened, but the decision was already made, so like fuck it,
But the thing I heard people arguing is like, if Renault cheated, why would you like eliminate the whole race? Just disqualify Renault, and then that the championship result doesn't change anyway.
I think it was said that he lost by like 1 point, something like that.
It is funny how like complete Brazilian heartbreak was like one of the greatest sporting moments over here. Like to our country, this was fucking insane. The fact that he clinched the championship on the last race. It was Hamilton.
Oh yeah, okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. For you probably jerking off your country. Like, Hamilton, he won the race.
Like, I love Massa and Hamilton. I would be happy if either of them won. The thing is, now that Hamilton won 7 titles, I wish Massa won because, Hamilton would have got his glory later.
Yeah. You're another type of person to say he got stolen an 8th.
Yeah, I was rooting for Max Verstappen in 2021.
But he got stolen. That championship.
I'm not gonna lie, I was sick of Hamilton winning every single year. I wanted someone else to win.
I'm kind of sad now that Verstappen is not back. Verstappen is not back. I really want to see that Red Bull coming back next race, which is this weekend, by the way. Finally. It's been a while. We don't have a race.
We've been missing it. It's been. It's good to that it's gonna be back.
Yeah. It's been a whole month of migostation without talking about F1, and our F1 group chat is just like going insane. Every day.
The topics are becoming more and more unhinged.
Yeah. This is very funny. And now finally, I guess it's gonna come back, but the unhingedness is not. Anyways. I was actually
gonna say, I think that's quite funny because the episode before the last one, we talked about F1. We talked about the third race because it was things that go fast, right? We talked about Sonic and F1.
Yeah, true. Yeah, good point.
But we had a little bit of a break. I think 3 weeks. And
of F1, it was a whole week of
because we
imagine a whole week.
We went 2 weeks before we recorded that one, and then we went another week before we released it.
Oh yeah, no, you mean migostation? I thought you meant. F1.
Yeah, F1 was 5 weeks, right?
I don't think it was 5. It was like just the month. I don't know. No, who knows? It was the whole April without any race. Well. Tomorrow is 1, so it was whole April without a race.
Yeah. And
comment down below who you're cheering with for Anjo or Lee to win the championship. On the streamer Kaguya, on the Cosmic Princess Kaguya championship.
Go Team Migo.
Migostation is gonna clearly win in swipe. I wanna become Yachiyo.
I do enjoy that. I went to this
what are we-
podcast thinking I'm gonna struggle to find things to talk about. We ended up talking for a good amount of time.
We always have cool stuff to talk about. It's just kind of like when we start, we go like, we did fucking nothing this week. We're gonna just talk about the same thing, and it's kind of true. We just talking about a movie. Well, we talk about
which we did play like
and a bit of F1
3 weeks ago or something, didn't we?
Really? I thought.
Yeah,
like
I was gonna
ago.
say a month, but
no,
I was like, is that too long?
We were. I think there was no Migostation at the time. Otherwise, we would have recorded that we were playing it.
I think.
So I guess.
I was just gonna say, I think we should end this because I really need to use the toilet.
Oh, okay. Well, I was saying we're gonna finish. Well, you're the host. You go ahead.
Thank you for listening, Minasama. I have been Ernie, and this has been Pigo, and I have been Millie.
Yeah, we said you have been Ernie. What?
Whoops. Am I wrong?
There's gonna be a new host next episode.
Really?
Called Milo.
Maybe not next episode, but soon. Ish.
Maybe Milo will appear.
Maybe in 6 months. We'll see.
6 months. Whoa.
We'll have to see.
It's
We'll
gonna
have to
take
see
a while.
if Milo can make the flight, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully Milo can make the flight. She was really sad about not making it. Anyways, like she said, I am
And
Pigo.
I'm Miko.
Bye bye. And we are Migo. Fusion party. I don't know, something like that. Bye.
Thanks for listening, and see you next week, maybe. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Maybe a very clear word.
We're trying to do
Bye-bye.
weekly, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye bye.
I'm gonna stop recording.